Everyone, being 3 o'clock, we can, or a little bit after 3 at this point, we're going to go ahead and get this citizen forum. Just my name is Anthony Sample. I'm the co-chair here for the lower business forum. And I guess at this time, if we could just kind of go around the table, I guess I'll start to my left and circle around. Just if you're a board member, if you would just introduce yourself.
Michael Kent, down there, engagement district. I'm John Rules, board member, which is in here, so I retired from USDA now, but I advise that IBWC on invasive weeds and cattle fever ticks and organisms that might interfere with an operation. So good to see you all again. Hope you all are staying cool enough today to make it to success. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rene Perez. I'm with CCQ Border Care Program, Region 15.
Good afternoon, Honorable. I'm the regional manager for the field office.
Good afternoon, I'm Franklin Lazo, I'm the supervisor of Anzalduas and Retamal Dam.
So good afternoon, my name Borah, I'm the big hydraulic engineer. It's from headquarters.
Good afternoon, in the water program of the Mass Naturalist. He's always come as a investment.
I'm Dr. Armando Caña. I'm the CEO of South Texas Water Development Private Utility LLC.
I'm Melissa Gonzalez Rosas. I'm one of the board members for the IBWC Citizen Forum. Not as long as Mr. Gold, but almost.
I'm Bill Garcia, I'm also a board member, environmental manager at LNG Engineering, and I represent Willis County.
Frankie, do we have Commissioner online or not?
Commissioner is not online,
Okay.
but there may be some board members online
Okay.
that would introduce themselves now.
Robert Sines, Half Associates, board member.
And any US IBWC staff that are online as well?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, Delbert Humberson, hydrologist, USIBWC.
Good afternoon, Padinero Krishna. I'm the Chief of the Engineering Services Division at Headquarters Office, El Paso.
And Liz Verdecchia, Natural Resources Specialist in the Environmental Management Division at IBWC.
Okay. Awesome. Yes. Okay.
I just want to introduce my counterpart, Sila, Ingeniero Segovia, Ingeniero Diaz. Welcome.
Yes, welcome. Thanks for that, Frank. I guess just in case y'all don't know, a little bit of housekeeping that IBWC wants me to do. This meeting is being videotaped. I believe they put it on their YouTube channel, so don't provide any personal information. It's kind of self-explanatory, but and then I guess if folks are online, I won't be able to see it, Frankie, but if they raise their hand, I know you're awesome about helping to facilitate that. And then there is a sign-up sheet here in the middle. If you haven't signed in, please do so. So I guess with that, we can jump into our first speaker and presenter, which is going to be Frank Lazo.
Yes. Go there. Good afternoon, I'm Franklin Lazo. I'm the supervisor of Anzalduas and Retamal dams here in the valley. Anzalduas is near Mission, and it's a diversion dam that diverts floodwaters into the U.S. floodway. And then we also have Retamal Dam, which is near Donna. It's upstream of the bridge, and that dam diverts water to the Mexican floodway. Routine maintenance and inspections also do the dam. Slide there. Okay, here we get together along with our Mexican section. We work together. And this is one of the maintenance we're doing here. We're just changing. We have 6 gates. Anzalduas Dam, and we're on all of them. We change the oil. do the yearly maintenance, changing the oil and doing inspections and greasing up all the gears. Then we did a embankment erosion, check with surveyors. That's the first picture. And then we also, did we're checking the electrical connectivity of the dam. It's an old dam. It's built back in the 1950s. So, we're checking the electrical current of the dam. And that's the floodway. I mean, the dam when it's cleared below and above. Did maintenance for 4 gates this past year. The cost is $133,000 for a period performance from October 23rd to December 24th. The maintenance performed was sandblasting and painting the exposed outer shell of 4 gates. We pressure washed and painted the interior of 4 gates. Pressure washing, painting, and greasing of all lifting gear mechanisms of the 4 gates, and refurbishing and repairing the interior of all 4 gates, and refurbishing the wing walls of 4 gates. So wing walls are the sides of the gates. We made it so there's a picture of sandblasting the gates, and this is an example of the gates, one of the 6 gates we have. Some more pictures of them. So sandblasting, and they're painting the gates. We put several coats of primer, and then we got a main color of gray. This is when they were repairing the wings on the side gates. We also have, yeah, so the wing, that's when it's completed at the very end. This is the interior of the gates. They go down, they take all the rusted, all the bad metals cut out, and then it's refabricated. And at the very end there, it's painted and it's the end product. It's another picture of the inner gates. This is when they're working on it. That's with the primer, and that's the final product. And here, with the Mexican section, they are painting and greasing all the gears in the gates. Now we're moving to Retamal, which is in upstream of Donna, the river. And here we did a check on all the gear systems on the side gates, which had 4 of them. There were 2 in the US and 2 in Mexico. And this is them lifting it up, and we're checking out the gears for any cracks or any chips. And then we put fresh oil in it. Okay, and then with Mexico, they've been working on the center gate. They redid the whole center gate the way it's been lifted. It was lifted with cables and gears, and now it's been converted into hydraulics on the sides. This is a picture of the new gate. This is they're performing. They just put in the new hydraulic arms. That's the center gate at Retamal, both sides. The hydraulic lifting system, okay, there it is. The design and fabrication installation supports of the hydraulic cylinders. This is the contracting crew assembling the side holding mechanisms for the hydraulic cylinders. Okay, this is installing the supports for the hydraulic cylinders. And this is a picture of the hydraulic cylinder, which is rather big. And two of these were placed on each sides of the center gate. And they redid the control room. The control room was outdated from the 1970s on there. This is the old control room, and this is going to be the new one, which is all state-of-the-art equipment. Then here they're at Retamal checking the electrical and rewiring the whole system, and this is rewiring the side gates to work in the control room. Upgrading the electrical lines, as it says. Any questions, discussions?
What's the advantage of the hydraulic versus the gears and cables?
Well, the old system, it was vibrating a lot. So they needed a new system. Along with Mexico, we all got together and they decided on this new hydraulic system, which came out pretty well. So it'll probably be done. It's not in use yet, but it's already been tested.
Correct.
And it will probably be in the very near future, it'll be running, it'll be running.
One more question, Rudy. Is there water hyacinth backing up behind Retamal again, or?
Yes, there is. Quite a bit.
So
Yeah.
It's
It's not as bad as it was in the past.
Mhm.
Remember, it used to choke the whole river.
Yeah,
Now it's just at certain spots. I think over there in San Benito area, it's backed up a little too.
backed up, okay,
But I don't go that far down. I stay in north.
Was that 133,000, both the US and Mexico share, or was it just?
Financial?
No, it's only us. That's our half.
Yeah, I don't get involved. They don't let me touch the money.
I want Mexico to pay all the bill.
Any other questions?
Yeah, Frank, I know that y'all routinely do maintenance on those gates at Anzalduas.
Yes, sir.
About how often is the frequency?
We do 2 gates a year.
Okay.
That's the idea. And we try to be done by the end of May, which is flood season, hurricane season. So our maintenance usually is from like January to end of May. In a perfect world, but there have been times where things happen or time passes or. But if we do go into flood season, we gotta be ready to move stuff out, prepare. Yeah, anybody else? Thank you for your time. They're off with Lewis. Help with the body.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, Mark.
Pretty much it's any questions on that? Okay. All right, we can. Jump into our next speaker. Which is Dr. Borah. You're ready? Yeah.
Yes, good afternoon. I talk about Arroyo, Colorado dredging design project. And recent flooding as well as flooding in 2017 and 2018, so that no, we don't have enough capacity for Arroyo. And that's the reason why we have this project. Yeah, the main goal of the purpose of the project is to restore capacity to 21,000 CFS. That's the design capacity, and it will be achieved by dredging up to a depth of 3 feet for 6.3 miles from business, the Sunshine Street to Cemetery Road. And key project goals are hydraulic analysis and then design efficient dredging templates. And then characterize the quantity of dredging volumes to determine the cost estimates. And then prepare construction documents for the next contractor to actually do the actual dredging. Yeah, this is the project location, about 6.3 miles. They are from Business 77 all the way to Port of Harlingen, just a little bit of Athens at Cemetery Road. It's about 6.3 miles. Next, yeah. And project kickoff meeting was actually held on May 19th, 2025. It's a recent project. And Contact is the main contractor. And then all those Ninoy, Crawford, and Tess, they are the subcontractors for this project. And the Stantec will do this dredging design. So they will also first they will do the site design for dewatering. And they will do dredge templates, disposable site, construction access. It will be also, yeah, they will also do the environmental review, the flow conveyance, and also steam bed stability leads. We have to see that no dredging actually does not affect the steam beds. Yeah, this is the full dredging project cycle. The next contractor, yeah, they have to do the mobilization, dredging operations, and sediment transport. And then finally, they have to restore the site. Yeah. And during the design process, and they will actually do all these documents, design drawings for all the milestones, then sediment volume estimation, just to do the cost estimation for dredging. The next one. Yeah, and these are the deliverables for this project for Stantec at different stages. They will do this report. Yeah, and after the design, they will also provide actually post-design support, bidding services, and then also construction support services. And we plan to actually complete the project by 2029. Yes, so yes, this is the project schedule. You can see that we started in May 19th, and then they will have these different tasks at the next slide. And they will do the 100%. Okay, go to the next slide. It's loading. Okay.
Did it change?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. By next June, actually, they will complete the 100% design, and after that, they will prepare the bidding documents. And there are some gaps because we have to get funding for the project. So there are some gaps, and also the bidding services I think they're putting about 6 months, and then another year for actually dredging. The next slide. Yeah, this is the project status. So far, they have done actually the site visit. They did it on July 16 to 18, and they have actually divided to different segments, 6 segments for this site visit. And so they took actually a lot of different pictures, photos at different places, and just to actually connect those to different segments, and that's why they divided it into 6 segments. Next, during site visits, they took actually more than 200 pictures, and also they did auger samples, and also they actually archived 4 sites, and also did representative actual sediment site samples. And also they collected about 43 sites and 33 cross sections. They did actually sediment probing, just to find out the depth and that kind of stuff. Yeah. And this is just showing a sample. It looks like you can see the sand. It's mostly clay sand, so it will be easy to actually dredge with hydraulic dredging. And this it was showing segment 2 means most the upstream area. And these are they took also some of the pictures at different segments. This one from segment 5. So they will also evaluate actually the impact of dredging on the banks. Next one. Yeah, this one most upstream and close to the, I think, business 77. This one also again, I think some private those sheet piles actually. Any questions?
You know, I understand that where the Arroyo hits the expressway, that in the old days, there was a rock shelf that went across there or a shoal. You guys find that when you're drilling down cores?
We'll be drilling, I don't know how deep that one, because we'll be drilling on the 3 feet.
I mean, I thought originally the way you cross the Arroyo.
Yeah.
Was right there where the expressway is, because when you.
Is it near business 77?
They could get parts or whatever across there, across a rock shoal.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's just upstream from the expressway, but you know, that's something I've always heard about, that there was a deep down, there was rock there.
Okay. Are you talking about the business 77?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, from that area.
I just bring that up because that's certainly not clay or sand, right? It supposedly was rock there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But this is what they found actually during their site visit.
They're only making 3 feet down, right? That's it.
Yeah, 3 feet, yeah, 3 feet, yeah. Yeah, 3 feet.
That was 6 feet?
No, 3.
3.
You have a question. You mentioned the design capacity of 21,000 CFS.
Yeah.
Does IBWC or do you know the current capacity?
Current only maybe about 45% of that.
Okay.
Maybe around 10,000. Yeah.
Okay.
You can see even we have very high water, right? In 2017, 18, also this year, early this year, like about, only 5,000 to 9,000 CFS.
Yeah, we were about 8,000 feet.
Yeah.
And it was inside the channel, so we're thinking.
So much needed project.
Yeah.
And Dr. Borah, you said you still need funding for this project, right?
Yeah,
For the construction of it?
yeah, actual dredging.
Dredge.
Yeah. This is just that they are doing the design and they will do all the construction drawings, how much they have to dig and which cross sections, those kind of. Yeah.
So
And
like-
also they will do the cost estimate. Yes.
So this is like the planning and division design.
Yeah, it will cost at least $10-15 million.
That's a conservative number.
Yeah.
That's today number.
That's today's number.
I have one final question. The material that's going to be taken off site, is IBWC going to determine where that goes, or is it a contractor, or is it a joint effort?
It's a joint.
Okay.
Yeah, we are looking for sites actually. Yeah, so. And it will be actually hydraulic dredging. So they will do moving along the river, not because it's not mechanical, because you cannot bring those heavy equipments to the banks and then it may actually damage those banks. So it will be mostly along those dredging actually. It's like from a boat, yeah. But we will also evaluate its impact on the banks. So that's the main concern, I think, some of the owners.
We're glad that you can do it from a boat, from a barge, instead of having to get up on the bank, and it would cause a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So, good design.
Yeah, we had another study, actually, our environmental department, they did, I think, 2018 or 19. So that's how we decided the method of actually dredging. not going for mechanical, it's going hydraulic. Yeah.
Frankie, are there any questions online?
No questions online. Okay,
Thank you very much, Doctor.
okay, thank you.
Really good on time, which, I mean, time is everything, so, we can just jump right in. Are there any public comments at this time?
I have a question. Running report on the Air Force taking over the levee system and how that's coming along, and they make determinations of what they need as opposed to what they don't need. There's no familiar with the banks and above that, I'm not sure.
I haven't, Frank, might you know?
What was the question, sir?
About that Air Force taking over the levee system.
Oh, no, my understanding is just the embankment of what we call, not the levee system. I haven't had any meetings with them yet, or I haven't personally. Maybe a license police and department has, but no, I haven't heard.
Street of flat.
Yeah, it's just.
It's a flat plane.
The Rio Grande.
The bank and the water.
Bank, that's the bank, yeah.
Yeah.
Just to follow up, Dina, I'm with my Senate.com. Can you identify yourself and your time?
Yes.
Can you also expand a little bit on the NDA, how far along the riverbank? Can you just explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, well, good afternoon. My name is Juan Uribe. I'm the regional manager for this field office. I'm not too sure, man. Like I said, we're in the dark. We have no idea yet. We haven't had any meetings with anybody yet. From my office.
Can you speak at all on the jurisdiction that the IBWC has on the riverbank? Is it like for property owners, homeowners might be familiar with the concept of an easement that the city has between the curb and their property? So is it like an easement?
Yes.
And how far does that easement extend?
It varies, depending where we're at. I have to bring you a map for that. But the license leasing department probably can answer this a little bit better than I can. But, I can write your question and, your information, and we can give it to John Claudio, to Realty. Problem.
Sure, as Mexico started with the delivery, Santiago from Channel 5. Has Mexico started with their deliveries to the US, water deliveries?
So that's a really interesting question, right? I can kind of fill you guys in on what's happening with the water deliveries. My name is Frank Pignon. I'm a public affairs officer with the USIBWC. I can tell you right now, there are some negotiations going on right now. I don't want to jeopardize those negotiations. Obviously, I don't want to give details out. But not only is the USIBWC spearheading water delivery efforts, fair water apportionment, protecting Americans from Mexican sewage and making sure cleaner water makes it to the US. But these negotiations and the discussions are happening as we speak. We have a team in Mexico City right now. And they're communicating with the highest levels of the US government. So those discussions are happening, those negotiations are happening.
What should farmers be expecting in the next year?
I don't have the details. I can probably get you something here within the next week or two. Again, those negotiations are happening now. That's pretty much all I can say right now.
So Mexico has made some deliveries via water transfers and also ownership transfers since the Trump administration announced this spring that President Sheinbaum had agreed to deliver a certain amount of water. Can you talk a little bit about where we stand now in the reservoir levels? We had an all-time low last June. Since the dams are constructed, we're a little bit better off now, but what's the current status?
So I don't have
Frankie, can I jump in here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, let me just share my screen real quick. Can they see my screen in there? I don't know what they can see and can't see.
Yeah, we can see it. Yeah.
All right, so just to add a little bit to the question before, has Mexico started their deliveries? This is a graph we have online on our website. Anyone can go here and see. And this is the status of the 5-year cycle deliveries. And we see that in the black line. That's for the current cycle. I don't know if there's new people in the room there, so I'll just explain how this graph works. The red line shows if they were to deliver at a constant rate to meet the average of 350,000 acre feet a year over 5 years. And then the dashed line is kind of taken seasons into account. So we have wet seasons and dry seasons, right, when it's monsoon or not. And then the black line we can see is far behind it. But what we do see, so the question was, have they started their deliveries? Well, I mean, they don't really stop, but clearly they're at a really low rate here, especially for years 1 and 2 until we had the big storm here in 2022 that came in. And then what you see here in the current cycle year are the stair step pattern. And each of those stair steps really represented transfer water that was using one of the tools in minute 331 signed last November. So it could have been a reservoir transfer or a transfer at Anzalduas. So yes, they have started their deliveries. As soon as we negotiated that tool, we started using it. Now, the second question, status of the reservoirs. This is a dashboard we also have available on our website. If you go to waterdata.ibwc.gov, and then you can, on the left here, there's dashboards, and this is a reservoir overview. And you can get a snapshot. This is updated daily of the major Mexican reservoirs as well as the international reservoirs. So someone asked what the current status was. We see Amistad here is at 23.7% of capacity. Falcon's at 11.3% of capacity. And if we move into interior Mexico, the reservoirs there with the most water are the ones down here in the Rio San Juan, Rio Alamo. And that's where you see 82.9%, 73.3% capacity. Moving upstream, we can see like F.I. Madero is at 39.8, Chihuahua's 53.3, Luis Leon's 61.9. So that's all we have there. Now, I think another question is what can we expect coming in? If you could predict the rain, you'd be a millionaire, right? That's the tough thing. We're heavily monsoon dependent, heavily storm dependent, and it's just tough to know what's coming our way.
Frank,
Hope that answered the question.
Yeah, Delbert, can you identify your title and name, please?
Sure, I'm a hydrologist with the Water Accounting Division.
First name and last name.
Delbert Humperson.
How do you spell that?
Delbert. And then HUM is in Mike, B is in Bravo, ERSON is in November. I guess that would have been important for identifying myself. Sorry about that.
I'll get it. So, yeah.
All right, I think that's all I had, Frankie, jumping in. Sorry about that. I hope.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Are there any other questions? Online, maybe?
Was the water from Marte Gomez, there was some water there to parcel out? Did that happen as scheduled, or?
Did you get that, Delbert?
No, it's choppy. It's something about water from Marty Gomez, but I didn't actually hear the question itself.
You can go and ask the question again.
Yeah. I mean, there was some bonus water from Marte Gomez, right there.
The bonus water from Marte Gomez.
Yeah, from Marty Gomez Reservoir. So let me share my screen again, since you're asking about that. Frank alluded to how we really can't get into real detailed specifics. It's just of sensitive nature, and with the negotiations going on in Mexico City right now, we don't want to jeopardize that. But I draw you back to this graph, and the graph shows the deliveries coming from Mexico, and these stair steps that you see here, you know, that's a combination of actions that we've taken under minute 331, which includes transfers in Amistad as well as some transfers at Anzalduas Dam. But I can't really get into more specifics in that right now.
I think the question was, what happened to the 250,000 acre feet that Mexico promised us in December? Did we get, and were our local water users able to have a beneficial use of that water?
Right, so I'm not allowed to give you specific volumes right now because it is sensitive, but what I'm saying is we are getting that water. That's what these stair steps here is that those are the transfers happening. It includes that as well as Amistad Reservoir.
So that water that came in south of our ability to capture it came in from the Rio San Juan, that was included in the calculations for the treaty obligations.
If so, we meet multiple times a week, operational, to discuss this. So it's not a unilateral decision by IBWC. State of Texas is involved in those calls as well as Canagua. And if Texas puts in an order for it, then yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to add real quick, I've spoken to the commissioner on this subject, and he is very much advocating for the Texas agricultural community. So rest assured, he is out there really arguing for this stuff. And he really wants you to know that. So like I said, they're down there in Mexico City right now. And they're talking to, at the highest levels of government. They're there negotiating, they're speaking. Any other questions? You got any questions?
I had a question. In the Daughter Record 98, we spent a whole bunch of money on a study of the river as a delivery system. And it said the average city on that route would receive about 63% of its water, obviously Brownsville, less than Laredo. And so we just went through a record, and it was almost a year, same way as 98. And I didn't hear anything about cities not getting water delivered because no push water in the river. There were some because of individual water districts. So is that, I guess we can't count on the 1998 study, but I mean, is there going to be another study comparing the two, or?
Did you get that, Delbert? I think Delbert's got more information on that.
I know something about an old study from 98 and whether or not push water would be available to bring that water to the communities, but I didn't quite get the question again. It's hard to hear, sorry.
Apparently in the drought record we've had now in 24, it's more severe than the 98, 99 one. We didn't see any cities not getting water because of lack of push water in the river. And so I wondered if anybody's done a study on that, or that's just the 98 study was an anomaly, or the river conveyance has been improved, or just we don't know. But the
yeah, I'm not sure if I'm not aware of any explicit study on that, but what I can tell you is with the negotiations we're working on now, we are using basically dry hydrology years to get an idea of what we can count on the river to get us. We are not counting on wet years. I don't know if that helps answer your question a little.
I guess the fact that everybody got their water, but a lot of people's accounts were lower, so the demand on the river wasn't as much because of the overall that's water in the reservoir. So push water, I guess, didn't become an issue because maybe that was the factor of lack of demand of irrigation districts.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we move on to, I guess if there's any further board discussion or if there's any suggested future agenda items we want to consider?
I think I do want to mention too, that we could maybe get Renee's bond ready to do the salinity study of the next IBWC.
Okay.
He is actually presenting that at our REREC meeting. But I think it's a great study for everybody to understand how well Mexico and the US are working to try to find solutions to this water issue. And that salinity study is very enlightening.
Yes.
So I would recommend, Mr. Pignon, and Juan, if we could reach out or work with Annette to see if Mr. Eddie could come and present the presentation that he did at the trade show.
I could real quick just also add, I'm sorry, real quick. So this is our last meeting with this board. It's been 2 years already. Time flies by very quickly. So on the right-hand side, I actually share the screen. On the right-hand side here, I'm going to put up a QR code. It's for direct access to our application. So please go out there, please fill it. If you're interested in joining the board, we'd be really interested in having everybody.
You still want us that are still.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a weird question.
Depends how many questions you ask.
Doctor, a settlement with Texas A&M Citrus Center he would like to give a presentation on their study where they looked at on-farm storage of water for citrus.
Awesome.
So they're talking about taking 1 acre out of every 40 acres of citrus to build an on-farm pond.
Okay.
So that when there is water, like Marte Gomez water, more people could store water.
Yeah.
And then most of the citrus in the valley is flood irrigated.
Yes.
But their study shows that they can use 1/3 the amount of water and increase yields if they have on-farm storage.
Right.
So they can irrigate just when they need it. So it's a good study and it's a great conservation possibility, but building on-farm storage costs money.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And a drip system.
Yeah, and that would be.
Anyway, I propose that he give a talk at the next meeting.
And what was his name again?
Dr. Sedema.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder, most of that water comes from the Texas Water Development Board. Money for those projects. But then there's a question if there's reservoir and it's not really additional water because you have that water anyways, it's just a storage of it, or whether you're eligible for funding. So maybe we need to go to the Texas Water Development Board and say, you just change that rule because it's just the way
To help.
our system's so much different than the rest of the state. Yeah, we need to maybe change that rule. We got to knock off, since we're trying to do reservoir projects and put it in the plan for funding and we knock it off because Water Development Board told us to.
Yeah.
So in anticipation of that, I don't know if it's a legislative matter or not, but we need to have a discussion. So if you're going to do it, the funding will be relevant.
Yes.
Well, that'd be really good. Yeah.
And Dr. Goldsby, we also, I'm Melissa with the LRGDC. We have been working with the Citrus Center and one of I guess a water investor, and they're doing some water condensation with the Citrus Center. And what they're doing is they're putting these little water condensation capture to see how much water it'll capture to irrigate per row. And so Jason, they did they're working with the Citrus Center. And if you go down to 15 going to Cerro Yaragande, you can see 4 or 5 of them at the end of the road. Because it's kind of like a very small pilot. Because what they're trying to do is if these air capturing water condensations work for the citrus, they would do exactly what that is, capture and irrigate slowly. And so the one right now they're only producing something like 4 gallons a day.
No, I think the newest one was like 10.
Yeah, but the newest ones aren't here yet. But yeah, they were doing 4. I think they started with 4 gallons a day, and now they're up to 10 gallons a day that they're able to capture water out of the air. So, and it's a very small project that we started. Well, they started with Jason and then maybe about a year ago. And so hopefully we will have more movement on that because citrus is exactly where they target. They came to us asking specifically for citrus.
Well, that sounds good, Melissa.
Yeah. So we'll see where that goes. So, but yeah, because it was very interesting to actually see. You're like, wait, what are you doing capturing water from the air? And that's what and so what they do is they capture a slow drip into the field.
Well, we have the humidity, right?
Exactly. So we'll see how that goes, Dr. Goldby. But again, what we can do is make sure Jack gets your information and maybe Jack can take you out so you can see it. And then actually get to see them. So,
Any other recommendations? I think you guys know me. I'm always interested to hear what's going on with Amistad.
Yeah.
So I'll probably shoot that y'all's way. I guess as our potentially last effort.
We wanted to get their team here, but a lot of them went to Mexico.
Sure, yeah. But it would be good to know what's going on with the penstock at Amistad, as that's a critical, that is the water supply for this area.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's 3:45. I think we've ran through our agenda very efficient today, so we appreciate y'all's time. Thanks for coming out.